Nicole, we heard that helicopter too just a few minutes ago. We are actually a little west of Kerrville, actually only about 300 yards from the edge of the Guadalupe River, where this afternoon the bodies of 6 more missing flood victims were found. While there is some level of hope in the hill country that there are survivors out there, finding bodies at least offers some level of comfort for families now waiting for agonizing days. We rode along with one of the state's premier search and rescue organizations, Texas EquiSearch, deep into the wooded banks of the Guadalupe River. They brought boats and heavy equipment to remove what looks like endless amounts of debris in a race against time to find missing flood victims. Tim Miller is its founder and says the carnage he's witnessed along the Guadalupe River is worse than any hurricane or tornado search that his 130 volunteers have ever responded to.
You know, it kind of reminded me of being in Sri Lanka after the tsunami. You know, all the high debris piles and all the vehicles.
While much of the searching out here on the Guadalupe is being done with heavy equipment and boats, EquiSearch says the 6 bodies it found today were discovered by search dogs. These are some of the dogs that are being used that rescuers say have been invaluable in the searches. I asked the EquiSearch founder how he and his team are able to process the horror of finding so many bodies of children and families.
We did have some luck this morning with a couple of our cadaver dogs, and we're still running them dogs now. You know, a deal like this will certainly wear you out physically, and it takes an emotional toll.
This devastation extends for miles all the way down the banks of the river. It looks like nothing withstood the power of the rushing water. Take a look at what were dozens of RVs just like this one. A tattered American flag is a haunting reminder of July 4th, a date that takes on new meaning to local residents who are turning to fellow Texans like Tim Miller. He started his organization after his daughter's murder to make sure others who are lost are not alone.
Well, I mean, I've been, for many of these families have been in my life when my own daughter disappeared and stuff, and we got no help. See her on 17 months later, her body was found, and I remember every minute of that 17 months of helplessness, hopelessness, and fear, and I don't know what happened. After her body was found, I made a promise to God and Laura I'd never leave a family.
I asked the search team how confident they were that they would find everyone who's missing, and they quite bluntly told me that it's very possible that some of these victims will never be found. They plan to send a diver into the water tomorrow.